Testing. 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 All right, let's get to it. Good morning. It is Tuesday of this week. Good morning. All right. I'm going to do a quick top down of what I'm looking at the market. So let's get to it. Monthly time frame. So yesterday we took out the previous monthly low very early on to the beginning of March. Weekly time frame. So yeah, we're obviously bearish. These two consecutive up close candles, we had that weekly change in the state of delivery. So this weekly has opened, retested this last up close candle. You can see how we delivered to previous monthly low. In terms of target and draw on liquidity, if we go to our daily time frame, I drew out these deviation projections from this swing high to this swing low. You can see how once we retrace to -1, -1.5, we had this little fair value gap form. And it delivered to previous monthly low. So the question is, if we are to continue going lower, where is the next likely target? Well, we have this daily imbalance down below here that lines up with -2.5. So if we are to go lower, then this would be my drawn liquidity for us to take. So basically what I'm saying is I'm going to remain bearish until proven wrong otherwise. So I'm not going to really fight the trend, but go along with it. 4-hour time frame, what do we have? So the 4-hour time frame, we had this little gap here. We traded into it around yesterday at 10 o'clock. Saw a reaction with the close below. We delivered down to the external low. And the current 4-hour candle is the 6 a.m. candle. In terms of the daily fair value gap below that I had marked out, we are about like 700 points from the daily BISI. So it's not really a lot in terms of how close we are to it, but if we are to continue trending lower, then that daily BISI will be my draw on liquidity. It is Tuesday of this weekly candle, and we have already dropped around like 700 points for this weekly candle. So in terms of like volatility, this weekly candle, these past 3 weekly candles have just been absolutely crazy. So almost a 9% move down on NASDAQ ever since we had that run to the high. So draw liquidity right now for me, I'm neutral right now. I'm going to wait to see what the market will do at 10 o'clock and probably go from there. So I'm paying attention to whether we close below this old low or close back above it. So I'm going to mark that old low out. I don't need to have this 4 hour anymore. All right, let's go over the hourly time frame. So hourly time frame, we have London highs that we haven't taken yet, and we are below the midnight opening price. You can see that we tapped into this hourly fair value gap, and we took out the sell side resting below that old low. So honestly, the setup for today was this hourly fair value gap, looking for a 5-minute change in the state of delivery, and looking for shorts to pre-state a low. But we're gonna sit on hands right now and wait to see how the 10 o'clock opens and closes. So I'm gonna mark out this hourly. I'm gonna see how we could have probably caught that. So 15-minute time frame. This is the 4-hour candle. Okay. So let's go to the 5-minute time frame. Let's see how we could have caught that move. So this is the 5-minute. We had, pretty sure this was the 9 a.m. open. So I'm going to mark out the 9 a.m. open. All right, so we have the 9 a.m. open. What did 9 a.m. hourly candle do? So we opened, traded inside the hourly gap. So we traded inside the hourly gap right here. We started coming away from the hourly gap into this 5-minute. And then we retested that 5-minute gap once we closed below. So this 5-minute fair value gap, retested it at 9:30, and then we delivered to the downside. But in terms of execution, I probably wouldn't have caught this move simply because, yeah, we took the liquidity, right? But in terms of entry, once you get that change to delivery entry, for example, open, high, low, close, you don't really get that closure until after we took out this liquidity below. But it looks good though. I like it. But yeah, we're gonna wait for 10 o'clock, see what it does, and we'll go from there. What do you guys think? Where are we likely to go next? Okay, so this is the 8-hour time frame. you can see that we have this 8-hour imbalance slightly above us. So I'm gonna mark this out. 8-hour SIBI. I'm not gonna make it too bold. Maybe like this. Yeah, like this fine. All right. So 8-hour time frame, we have this 8-hour SIBI or this 8-hour VPR above us. And if you guys remember from the hourly time frame, we still have those London highs untagged. So I'm gonna mark out this 8-hour right here. And on our hourly time frame, we have the London highs that we haven't taken yet, and we are below the midnight opening price. So ideally, if we are likely to be bullish, then my target would be the 8-hour fair value gap that we have nested above. We have 10 a.m. opening in about 12 to 10 minutes. So if we do open and want to look for a rebalance to this 8-hour SIBI, then this 8-hour will practically be my drawn liquidity if we are bullish. So right now we are coming back above the 1-hour FEG that delivered down to the lows. I'm going to look at the 15 now. Gonna see if, oops. Gonna see if there's any SMTs at the lows. Not really any SMTs at the lows. I'm gonna move this a little bit closer. All right, I'm gonna mark out this 15 gap right here. I'm gonna see if we can get a closure above it. But if I'm bullish, London highs and this 8-hour gap above us will be my drawn liquidity. If we continue trending lower, then the daily gap from the left side right here will be my drawn liquidity if we're bearish. But for a bullish case scenario, this 8-hour SIBI above us looks good. So once 10 o'clock opens, we're going to see how we react. And then we'll go from there. Gonna get this copy. Let me go here. Let's see if I can pull out my weekly. Yeah, my weekly. These are 5 candles. Okay. Since this is the high of the weekly candle, so the swing point high, what's the nearest swing point low? So the nearest swing point low is this one right here. So this is where I'm going to draw my deviations from. Okay, so the weekly candle in development, we have the swing high, swing low for these deviation projections. We have tap -2, -2.5. We have retraced into that 4-hour SIBI, and then we have offered fair value to the external lows. We still have -3.5, -4 down here. So we are to continue going lower, then -4 and this daily imbalance to the left side on the daily chart will be my drawn liquidity. If we are to be bullish, then London highs and the 8-hour SIBI above us will be my drawn liquidity. So right now it's just more of waiting for price to show where it wants to go and then reacting based on that. So no rush, patience here. And yeah, just wait for the 10 a.m. So we could expect some little chop in between this range until 10 a.m. opens. So let's see. So we're reacting from this 15-minute SIBI. So we're still stuck in this little range right here. Let me pull up the daily chart. And let me show the info on the chart as well. Daily, normal. Yeah, like that. Time frame, time to close, range, take that out, and then make it just large. Yeah, like that. Okay. So we have the daily candle, the midnight open. I'm gonna go to my 5-minute time frame. See where I can draw out my deviations from. Okay. So we have this high above, and we have this low. Either this wick low or this one. Where did my daily candle go? Let me go back to the 15 and make it visible on the 5-minute as well. There we go. Okay. I'm going to draw out the deviations from the 6 a.m. as well. So this high at 2 a.m. and this low. Yeah, I like this deviation pool better. And then I'm going to draw out -2, -2.5. All right. So this zone right here is going to be my area where I'm going to see a price closes below, or we'll respect this area and we're likely to push higher. So we're going to see here how we do. And look out for SMTs as well. So we have SMTs at the highs. So this high was taken by these candle lows. Then we have this high and this high. All right, we have 4 more minutes into the 10 a.m. open. ES is ES right now is falling pretty heavy rather than NQ. So ES on the 4 hour especially. So you can see how ES is just moving down more rapidly than NQ. NQ is still around the external that we took out, but ES is already down like 38 points. But we're still stuck in this range for NQ. So if we do close below minus 2.5, so if we close below minus 2.5, I'm probably going to just expect continuation down even lower to maybe, I can find my drawing tool. So yeah, if we close below 2.5, I'm going to expect more continuation down to minus 4 standard deviation. Because keep in mind, we still have that daily imbalance below us. So that could be a potential magnet. But if we want to disrespect this 15-minute SIBI and close above, then we're likely to go higher for the London highs and our 8-hour imbalance above. So what I want to do right now is just not get in the way of the daily expansion. So the daily candle, I don't want to get in the way of it. So we had these SMTs at these highs with ES not taking out this high and Q taking this high at around 935. ES is melting right now and Q is still falling behind. So we already have SMTs at the lows as well at the current moment. We have invalidated the bullish SMTs at the lows now. We have closed below the minus 2.5 standard deviation. So that zone is invalidated. I'm going to draw out the minus 4 and minus 3.5 zone now. And we have the 10 a.m. open as well. So 15-minute SIBI above, that one held SMTs with ES pushing lower. The 10 a.m. has opened. So let's see what 10 a.m. wants to do. So 2 scenarios. It's we can either open and push higher to rebalance this 8-hour SIBI above, or just slowly just keep grinding down. Because we are in a bearish trend, so don't really want to catch a falling knife. But we have closed below this low with bodies of candles as well. So if we are to continue going lower, ideally, I would want to see a 15-minute fair value gap being made trading into that 15, looking for a 1 minute reaction, and then just riding the higher time frame trend down. So this is the ideal setup if we are to be bearish and continue the trend. However, if we're bullish, then I would want to see at least a 15-minute change in state delivery. So probably like up here. So that way we can look for longs back again to London highs and this 8-hour SIBI above. So that's my market plan right now as of now. So we're going to see if this 15 can hold. Look for price to retrace into it, printing the 10 a.m. wick, and then having the distribution back down, riding the higher time frame trend. If not, then the low of this low will probably be the wick. So 2 scenarios. We'll see which one goes first and react based off that. Because there's one thing to understand, right? When markets are trending, you can't really get in or fight the trend whenever you want. There needs to be a certain confirmation, a certain time for when you know when to get in against the trend. Because you can't just blindly long price. There has to be a certain time. And for me, I use confirmations. Some people get in right away. I don't really do that. I use confirmations. So, okay, so we have the weekly print. We're expanding down. You have taken this swing point low. The next swing point low I see on the weekly chart is probably this low. So I'm going to mark out this low from Monday, September 30, 2024. Sell side. So I'm going to mark this out. Daily chart. So just like how I talked about on the daily chart, -1, -1.5, we had a daily fair value gap, offered fair value gap from this daily silver bullet zone. What is a silver bullet zone? Practically, it's just a fair value gap that aligns after we have tapped -1, -1.5. So usually in expansion phases, when you draw out your deviation projections, usually there's always, not always, but most of the time, there's a fair value gap created after tapping this -1, -1.5 area. So like an imbalance, right? And then what you expect is a rebalance of that daily, or not a rebalance, but just a rebalance of that PD array, and then seeing continuation going lower to your -2, -2.5. So that's practically how I use the deviations. Best thing about it is it's fractal. You can literally use it on the higher time frame, just like the daily chart. But we have that old low on the weekly, and we have this daily imbalance below us. So if I'm bearish, this sell side is one target, this daily is another. We are about like 200-ish points from the sell side on the weekly. 4-hour time frame. So yeah, 4-hour time frame, 6 a.m. close below this old low. We have the 10 a.m. in play now. So we have this 15 imbalance being made. Gonna see if there's a 30-minute. Yeah, like a 30-minute imbalance above as well. But we do have that 15-minute imbalance being made above. There's also a 5-minute imbalance here. All right, so we have tapped the minus 3.5 zone. There's not really any SMTs except these two candles. Let's look at the 1 minute. So 1 minute time frame. There's a very small bullish SMT at the lows. We have invalidated the bullish SMT. So yeah, every bullish PD array or SMT is being invalidated. So yeah, this doesn't really look good for longs at the moment. But I'm gonna see where 10 a.m. wants to manipulate at. Because for a bearish case scenario, we'll want a open high, low close for our candle. So manipulation at a higher time frame PD array. If we are bullish, then it's going to be an open, low, high close. But I need more data, so I'm going to wait here. Also, I'll be right back. Give me like 1 minute. All right, I'm back. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay. So let me make sure that. Okay, we're good. So we had those bullish SMTs that we invalidated. We are inside our 5-minute deviation projection. So from this swing high and this swing low of the 6 a.m. or the 2 a.m. 4-hour candle. 15-minute time frame. Respected this 15-minute SIBI not once but 2 times, with no candle closure above the consequent enrichment of this 15-minute SIBI. All right, so we have 2 more minutes. I'm gonna mark out this 15-minute fair value gap. So this one right here. I'm gonna mark this 15. Yeah, we'll mark it out like this. In 1 minute or in 2 minutes, we're gonna have a new 15-minute candle. So this is the first plan, right? We have this old low down here from the weekly. So if price wants to continue going lower and follow the higher time frame trend, then we could look at potential short opportunity from this 15-minute gap. Look for a 1 minute change in the state of delivery. Look for an entry and then target the lows. So you can target this low or the low from the weekly chart. So this is what I'm going to look for. Honestly, this is like a 200-point move to the downside. I'm not really going to have my expectations set in. So if I do get in on the trade, I'll likely just take partials. So we're going to see if the 10 o'clock candle, or not the 10 o'clock, but we're going to see if the new 15-minute candle wants to open, print the wick higher for the 10 a.m. candle, and look for continuation going to the downside. So we're going to play the higher time frame trend here, see if we want to look for this old low on the weekly, but we're going to need a 1 minute confirmation. So we're going to see how this goes. If we don't get that 1 minute confirmation and we disrespect this 15-minute SIBI and want to grind higher, then that's okay as well. We could play longs if we see a setup, but for a bearish case scenario, this is the only setup I see. So we're going to see how this setup plays out. All right, so we have the 10-15 candle. We're going to stay here on the 15-minute time frame. We're going to wait until this either gets rebalanced or gets left as a breakaway. So let's see what we do here. I'm also going to mark this out. $10.15. So higher time frames from the 4-hour to the daily time frame, I'm bearish. From the 15 to the hourly time frame, I'm also bearish. And from the 5-minute to the 1 minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, I ideally expect some kind of retracement, but I'm still bearish. So we're gonna see if we have that 15-minute rebalance above. I'm gonna make this visible only on the 15. So current interval only. But yeah, I'm looking for this old low on the weekly chart. If we don't want to deliver and rebalance this and continue going lower, taking out this low, then I'm okay with that. Because honestly, we still have that daily gap below us. So this daily gap on the daily chart. So 5-minute time frame, we're still in the zone from the 2 a.m. 4-hour candle. So the projections I drew out from this high and this low, we're still trading within the zone around -4, -3.5. As far as SMT, there's no bullish SMT down at the lows. So there's no real reversal likely to occur at the current moment. But I'm gonna go to my weekly chart. So that way I can show you guys what low I'm looking at. So weekly chart on the top left of my screen, there's this old swing low. That's the old swing low that I have marked out. And that old swing low aligns with -4, -3.5 from this deviation pole that I have on the hourly time frame. Where is the deviation pole coming from? It's coming from the weekly candles. So the weekly has opened. So here's the weekly opening price. We have opened, created a swing point high, which was the wick of this current weekly candle. And we have the swing low. So if I draw my deviations from the swing high, swing low, we have -4, -3.5 aligning with this weekly sell side. So that's where I'm having my deviation pull and my target. As far as entry to get in, I'm looking for that 15 minutes to rebalance, but practically I don't think we're going to rebalance that. Then we're just going to leave it as a breakaway. So I'm probably going to tape read, see if we take this target. I'm going to go to the 5-minute now. So yeah, we have the 10 a.m. open. We have 10:15. Those SMTs at the highs. Price pushing lower. Okay, I'm gonna draw out another polar deviations. Considering that we're disrespecting this one, so I'm gonna draw it out from the 6 a.m. candle. So this high, this low. Oops. Okay. This doesn't really, yeah, it's not a good pull right here, but if I pull it from this area, that is a very big pull. Yeah, I don't like this pull from the 6 a.m., but we're gonna leave it. All right, so we closed below -4 from the 2 a.m. pull, so I'm gonna delete these deviations now. And I have this pull from the 6 a.m. Let me see the 15. Let me see if I can get a pull from the 15 as well. 15-minute time frame. I like this pull better. So this is a 15-minute time frame deviation pull. So silver bullet zone -1, -1.5. Retracing into this 15-minute silver bullet zone. So this 15-minute SIBI. Once we retrace into the silver bullet zone, deliver down to -2, -2.5. If we close -2.5, then we have -3.5, -4, aligning with that sell side liquidity pool. So I'm gonna leave this out. Also aligns with the hourly too. That's pretty cool. But I'm waiting for my entry model to appear, but it looks like it's not coming into play. So we're about, I say 70 points, 76 points from this weekly target. So this is the weekly target I'm looking at here. So yeah, we're tape reading this. So we get our entry model. But yeah, we're looking to see how we deliver down to that weekly low. All right, let's go to the 15-minute time frame, see what we have. All right, so in 6 minutes, we will have another 15-minute gap. So we'll see if we can play off this 15. If not, we can rebalance to this one above as well. So I look for a 1-minute change in the state delivery confirmation. Play the shorts, continuing the trend down to the lows. If we're likely to invalidate these two SIBIs and want to push higher, then we'll see if we want to at least rebalance to equilibrium or premium of the range. So I'm going to draw out my premium discount from this high of this. So we have this swing high on the 15 and we have this swing low. So my premium discount pull is likely to be this one. And we have that 15-minute SIBI resting slightly above equilibrium, so around premium. So we're going to see what we do here. Look for an AMD PO3 type of setup. So this 4-hour candle is likely to be a open high low close. We're likely just going to continue the trend lower. If the 4-hour candle is a open low high close, then this is likely the manipulation, but I don't know. I don't know about that. It's more high probability just continuing the trend, taking out this weekly low. But let's look at ES on the weekly chart as well. Okay, so ES on the weekly, we have already taken that weekly low. So if you look at ES on your weekly chart and go to that swing low marked out, so I'm gonna mark that swing low out. So I'm gonna draw this and then mark it like this. So if we go to our weekly chart on NQ and ES, we can see how ES has already taken this low out, but NQ hasn't yet. So if we hold these SMTs down at these lows, we could potentially see a retracement or reversal from this area if we have these SMTs holding. But let's see. Because in a bullish case scenario, what I'm looking at as well is a potential consolidation, right? Manipulation, right? Inversing this weekly for value gap and then targeting the highs. So this is the bullish case scenario I see if we hold these SMTs. But if we invalidate these bullish SMTs and push lower, then yeah, that scenario is out of the window. But in the bullish case scenario, this is what I would want if I was like a market maker. This is what I want. But let's see. So yeah, this is the weekly low I'm looking at for NQ. If we don't take that NQ low, yeah, those are major SMTs. I'm gonna keep ES down here as well, like that. Okay. So we have about 2 more minutes into a new 15-minute candle opens. We have two fair value gaps above this 15-minute SIBI at above equilibrium and premium, and we have this 15-minute SIBI. So ideally, I don't expect this 15-minute SIBI to hold. Maybe pierce through it, trade into this one, and continue going lower. But let's see. We do get a 1-minute change into delivery of either both these. I will take the opportunity to go short down to the lows and potentially have a runner to sell side from the weekly chart. So let's see what we do here. Ideally, I don't want to hold the trade past 11 o'clock because I really don't like trading past 11 o'clock, past the London close. I just don't like trading around that time window. Because after 11 o'clock, it's mostly known for rebalancing for rally gaps, PDRAs. So mostly known for retracements or reversals after 11. So see what we do here. All right, so we're trading into this 5-minute gap, this 5-minute SIBI. We have the 10 a.m. in play. Let's see if there's any SMTs at these lows. No SMTs on the 5-minute lows. What about the 1-minute lows? Okay, there's not really SMTs at the 1-minute lows either. Okay. I will be right back, guys. Give me like 2 minutes. Let me see something real quick. All right, guys, I'm back. Let's see what we're doing here. All right. All right, so weekly chart. We have this swing low that NQ hasn't taken, but ES has. Hourly chart, we have this sell side. So from the weekly aligning with -3, -4. But right now, those bullish SMTs that we have in the weekly look good if we're likely to reverse back to all-time highs. All right, back again. All right, let's see. So 10 a.m. open. So here we have the 4-hour candle, right? I'll take this out of my screen. Okay. So we have the current 4-hour candle. We have this retracement from 10:22 a.m. I'm gonna go to my 15-minute time frame. All right, so we hit this 15-minute SIBI. Ideally, I want this 15-minute above to be rebalanced instead. So let's see if we can rebalance this one above. Why this 15-minute fair value gap? Because this is the 15-minute at premium. So if you draw your swing high to swing low, this is the dealing range. But I'm just looking for a 1-minute change in the state of delivery. If we invalidate both of these and close above, then I'm going to be hands off for this morning, because if you guys take a look at your 4-hour chart, what are we doing? We're in the process of developing a 4-hour gap as well. So if we don't respect those 15-minute fair value gaps above, then I'm gonna wait for the 2 p.m., play the shorts for 2 p.m., and ride them down to those lows. But I'm gonna go back to my 15, mark this out on the 15, go to the 1-minute. Okay, so this is the 15 I have marked out. What would I want to see out this 15-minute fair value gap? I would want to see a 1-minute change in state delivery. So these down closed candles, wait for this change in the state delivery. So we already hit the 15-minute fair value gap. We have 10 a.m. Short-term liquidity raid. Have we had a liquidity sweep off this 15? The only one I see really is probably just this old low here, but not really. Is there SMTs at the highs? Let's see. ES was able to take out the 10:05 a.m. high. So ES was able to take out this high. NQ did not take this high out yet. So we have those SMTs at the highs. Right now, the current 15-minute candle is the 10:30. Let's see. So yeah, these SMTs at the highs, we have them. ES was able to take out the 10:05 a.m. high, and Q wasn't able to take it out. So I'm looking at this 1-minute gap right here, seeing if we can inverse that 1-minute gap. We still have this old low from the weekly chart. Let's see. No rush. No rush. All right, I'm looking at this 1-minute inversion, seeing if we want to respect it or not. So I'm gonna mark this for valid gap out as well. Ideally, I don't really want to enter right off here. I want to see if we can either retrace into this 1 minute busy, see a candle closure below, have this 1 minute inversion, or this change in the state of delivery, or we want to raid this swing high once more and then have that change to delivery. So let's see. Uh, 1 minute S&Ts with NQES. We just hit the 15-minute SIBI. Go short now. I'm gonna wait for this 1 minute inversion. If we get it, then I'll look for shorts. Because we do have it, yeah, those S&Ts would hold price from coming to premium. All right, so on the 5 minute time frame, we're about to have this 5 minute gap be created as well. 4 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute. All right, so we're about to reprice into this 1 minute BISI. So we're gonna see if we get a candle closure below this 1 minute BISI. All right, so we retraced into the 1 minute fair value gap. We haven't got that closure below yet. Yeah, this is a very, very little tight stop loss. I'll probably put at this swing high up here, actually. 46 points. Gnarly. Let's see if we get that candle closure below it, though. We're not getting that closure below it necessarily. Yeah, we're not getting that full closure below. Yeah, we're still respecting it. Yeah, this is why I wanted that 1 minute candle closure below. So price retraced into this 1 minute for value gap. Didn't really close below it with bodies of candles. If we look closely at this 1 minute for value gap, you can see that we never really closed below it. So I was waiting for a 1 minute closure practically. But let me see. Because if we do take out this high, that could be your short-term liquidity raid. So we're showing displacement at this 1 minute for value gap. We're retesting that OB or that breaker. 20 more seconds into this 1 minute close. We're retesting that 1 minute for value gap. We're not really getting a closure below though. Extend this out. Boom, 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 boom. All right. 10 more seconds. Seeing if we get that candle closure below. Yeah, we still want to fail to close below that 1 minute for value gap. Because what I'm looking at to see is if we can get a body closure below this. But as of now, we're just respecting it with only wicks and inside the gap, not outside. Let me go to the 15 real quick. Okay. Let me move this to the side. So yeah, we have this first 15-minute gap, and we have the second one slightly above. 5-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame, we already had a 5-minute change in the state of delivery. 3-minute time frame. We had that 3-minute per value gap down here as well. Wicks doing the damage down here. But on the 1 minute, I'm looking to see whether we want to take out this high here. So we have this first 15-minute for value gap, right? I'm looking to see if we want to raid the swing high up here. So looking at something like, oh yeah, so we took that high here now. So now is where I look for the change in the state of delivery. So this last down close candle. So let's see if we get that. This is why confirmation is really key. Because I was waiting for this 1 minute to have a closure below. Never got it. So it kind of like prevented me from practically taking a loss. So yeah, confirmation is really key. All right, so we have that short-term liquidity raid. We have hit the 15-minute SIBI above. In terms of SMT, let's look for SMT. So we have SMTs at the highs with ES. You can see the SMTs that we have here. So SMTs at the highs. NQ took out this high while ES didn't. We're retracing into this 1 minute gap. I'm looking to see if we want to respect it or not, but in terms of shorts, let's see. 10 more seconds into the closure. 3, 2.
Order filled.
All right. All right, so we have this 15-minute for valid gap, the 10 a.m. open. We have rated the swing high that stabbed into the premium range of this 15-minute SIBI. We had the S&Ts at the highs right here. So I'm looking to see if price wants to offer for value from those 15s down to these lows. If I do get stopped out, then I get stopped out and I'm going to call it a day. But ideally, this is the only trade I see. I took it off the 1-minute inversion. So we're going to see how price reacts from this area. So yeah, this is the only thing I see right now to go short. If I do get stopped out, then I will get stopped out. But this looks good though. I like it. So stop is at the swing high of the S&T. And we're gonna let this pan out. So we had a candle closure above that 1-minute SIBI, trading around the 10 a.m. open. Let's see here. Bang, bang, bang. All right, so we have this 1-minute VPR, so this 1-minute for valid gap, and this left one too. So like I said, my validation level is the S&T high. So if price runs through that high, then my idea of being bearish will be invalidated. But yeah, I'm playing off the idea of the retracing back up to premium, 15-minute SIBI above, short-term liquidity raid, SMTs at the highs, and just following the higher time frame trend. So ideally, this is the only setup I see. So we're retracing into this 1-minute BISI right here, this 1-minute VPR. We're below the 10 a.m. now. So now we have the 1050 to 1110 macro. So 1050 to 1110 macro. We're below the 10 a.m. open. We're retesting our rejection blocks. We have slight bullish S&Ts at these lows. So if we're bearish, we don't want to see these 1-minute S&Ts at these lows hold. So like I said, the idea behind this trade is a retracement to premium, rebalancing our 15-minute fair value gap. Once we rebalanced it, we had this short-term high put in, rated that short-term high, came down, inversed the 1-minute fair value gap. Ideally, the better entry would have been a closure below these two up close candles, but I tried the inversion. So now we're in the 1050, 1110 macro. We're around the first 15-minute gap. So all we're doing right now is just letting this pan out, not interfering with it at all. So we have this 1-minute candle. All right. So these two up close candles, we have had a closure below these two up close candles. This would be your change in the state of delivery. We're retesting that change in the state of delivery. So I'm going to draw out my premium discount of this range. If we do take out this swing low down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. So I'm going to mark out this swing low. Or actually, I'll just mark it out like this. All right, so I marked out this swing low. If we do take out that swing low, I'm going to move my stop to break even just because this is the swing low put in at discount. So if you mark out your high and your low of this range, this is the swing low below at discount. So I'm going to mark that out. But yeah. I'm going to draw out the entry here. So 2197.00. So yeah, my invalidation level is the stop loss or the swing high above at the S&T. So it's not a very good stop loss. I don't really like it. It's like 66 points, but we're going to see what we can do here. All right, so we're retesting that order block. In terms of SMTs at the lows. So we have SMTs at the lows. I don't want to see this if I'm bullish or if I'm bearish. So if I'm bearish, I don't want to see these 1-minute SMTs at the lows with ES hold. So we're closing still below this these two last up close candles. So we are still in the 1150 to 1050, 1110 macro. Ideally, I don't want to consolidate for the remaining of the time, but we're about to have London close soon. So 11 o'clock, I don't really like holding trades through 11 o'clock, usually because they usually reverse on me. So we're going to see here. So I did put in the swing low down here because this is a swing low at discount. So if price takes this swing low, I'm going to move my stop break even. If we get candle closures above, then I'm probably just going to trail my stop loss to minimize the risk. But we're going to see what we do here. So we're retesting that OB again. Candle closures above. Bang, bang. All right, I'm going to trail my stop to this low here. And we're just going to let this pan out. Because ideally, I don't want to see those 1 minute SMTs at these lows. Because we do have those 1 minute SMTs at the lows. But all I'm looking for right now is just a 15-minute for value gap push higher to rebalance it and a continuation going lower. So we're about to have a new 15-minute candle open in pretty much 3 seconds here. All right, so we closed below the 15-minute SIBI with body candles below. So at first we opened, manipulated, distributed, closed on the 15. And then we stabbed into the 15 at premium. Now we have that 15, that 11 a.m. candle closure below, back below. So we're retesting that 15-minute SIBI. Like I said, invalidation level, I trailed it. So if I do get stopped out, I get stopped out, and that's about it. So we have retraced to premium of our range, retested that 15-minute conversion. We had a body closure below the OB after retesting the inversion at premium. We're still in the 1150 to 1110 macro. In terms of SMT, ES failed to take out this 1 minute SIBI. So we have this 1 minute SIBI on ES. ES didn't take out this 1 minute SIBI, but NQ did. So NQ pretty much took out this candle's high. No, I'm mistaking. Yeah, we don't have those SMTs at the highs. All right, so we're retesting that change to delivery after retracing to premium. Like I said, I don't want this to chop around, so I'm gonna be in this trade for about 10 more minutes. So we're retesting that 15-minute inversion again. Honestly, I hate when price is just consolidating back and forth, especially when you're in a trade, just watching it. It's like one of the worst things out there. All right, so ES ran this high, NQ didn't. So we have those SMTs, those 1 minute SMTs, pretty much right here. We have close below the OB, so the change to delivery. All right, so we're having some sort of 1 minute SMTs at these lows. Don't want to see really that hold. So we're going to see if NQ can break this low. Otherwise, it's going to be in the way of our short thesis. All right, so we have taken that swing low at around discount of a range. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move my stop to break even. And I'm going to simply just let the trade pan out. So I have reduced the risk amount of this trade. We're going to let the trade pan out, see what it does. See if it takes that low from the 15-minute for rally gap. All right, so what we have done so far is we have taken this old swing low. So if you take our dealing range from this high and this low, we have retraced to discount of this range. We have taken out this swing low. So I moved my stop break even just because we have tapped discount. So if we do reverse out of this area, I'm practically going to get stopped out break even. So I remove the risk from the trade. But the target as of now is this low. Why this low? Because that's the low that we're coming off from the fair value gap. So it's low of day. We're following the trend going lower. NQ hasn't taken this low out, but ES is pretty close to taking out that low. So if we do reverse out this area, I'm going to be stop break even. But ideally, this was a pretty good entry. If I do get stop break even, then I'll probably just look at the PM session instead. But I'm gonna see here. So yeah, it looks like I'm about to get stop break even on this trade. I mean, to be honest, to be fair, the trade, the entry, and everything looked way good. It looked perfect to me. I liked it. So 15-minute rebalance, short-term raid, change in the state of delivery. Everything looked good. I like it. As for this setup,
Stop filled.
I would give it like a 5-star. But unfortunately, for today's execution, we just retraced the discount, and now we're looking like we're gonna reverse. So, all right, as long as I haven't really lost anything, it's just break even. So I'm gonna call it a morning now. Pretty tough watching all that PA when I got my entry, but it's fine. It's just a scratch. All right, so today I took shorts, got stop break even, and yeah. What was the logic for rolling stop to break even when price hits the low and discount again? Want to make sure it's in my notes. Thanks. Okay, so this low right here, so I'm gonna remove my, actually no, I'll keep it. Okay. So this low, if you take out your dealing range from this high and this low, this is the low, the old low at discount, right? So if we're to be bullish, we would want price to basically, if I can pull out my arrow. So if we are bullish, we will want price to go to discount, but not just discount. There's this old low at discount. So price is going to go and take out that old low at discount and then look for that move up. Because all we're doing is repricing to discount and then moving away, having that continuous expansion, right? So my entry was up here. I moved it to break even once we took out the swing low, because if price is likely to reverse and be bullish, then I'm going to be stop break even. Because if I hold and have my stop at this high and price reverses, then I'm going to be at a loss. So it's kind of like a win-win for me, because not only do I save risk, I get my risk out of the table, but I know when price is likely to reverse just from this move up like this. So yeah, old low at discount. Once we tap it or take it, I practically move my stop break even. And look, see, it worked. But yeah, this was the initial target just from the 15-minute rebalance above, but I don't really like taking trades after 11 because this is what you expect, especially coming into the lunch macro. But this is one and done. I'm going to get off the charts now, and I'm going to go to the gym. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning in the live stream. We do have tomorrow's Wednesday.